Thank you.
Hi, I'm Teresa Tilley from The Evil Dead.
And I'm Betsy Baker. And you're watching
Death Curse Society.
Shut up.
Rock and roll!
6 o'clock already, it was just in the middle of a dream. I was kissing Valentino by a crystal blue Italian stream. But I can't be late, cause then I guess I just won't get paid. These are the days when you wish your bed was already made. It's just an automatic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. Why I don't have to run late. It's just an automatic Monday. I wish it was Sunday, 'cause that's my fun day. It's just an automatic Monday.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Monday Maniacs from Death Curse Society. I'm Red Crank. I got Zigzag. I got the Colonel. What is up, gentlemen?
Colonel.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been working, goddammit. That's my week. I know you're going to say, happy it's fucking Monday. Happy to be back with all you crazy fuckers. And yeah, I worked and crammed everything into one day off. That's it. That's it. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a good day, though. Your day off is the good day.
I guess if I had more time to fucking do shit. I had to go see a little film called Imaginary. Squeeze that in somehow.
Right. Well, I'm glad you did. You did.
Yeah.
We got the gang all coming in here. Ziggy, what up?
I wrestled with what if I was even going to say anything, but I'll just spill it, man, because frankly, this is my last bastion of sanity coming here at Mondays and doing the Death Curse stuff. Because if you know or don't know, my father had a stroke back in January, and my brother and I stepped into the family business, the greenhouse, floral, growing everything to
not the greenhouse.
Not the greenhouse, man, but shit, who knows? Maybe this is the future now. I don't know. But you know, we're a couple weeks out from the first big holiday of the season. Everything looked good. You know, everything's we actually I literally the day before Wednesday said to my brother, bro, fuck, I think we're gonna pull this off and save this fucker, you know. And then I get a call Wednesday night, and half the place burned down in a fire. It's all right. We got insurance, so please don't. We've already had a couple of people try to do GoFundMe's and shit like that. We don't. Other people need that shit way more than we do. But at the same time, you know, I'm just kind of pleading to the universe, man. Enough. Right. I got no more, man. But this is it. So I'm coming here just to blow it out in here, man. This is all I got left. So I mean, I saw the movie, and I was winding these guys up a little bit before, but it's a Blumhouse movie. We'll leave it at that, and we'll get into it. But yeah, man. So there's that. So if I'm a little off, that's why. The days have been long and crazy, and trying to save everything what we can, and just dealing with fucking insurance and adjusters and police and firemen. It's exhausting. Anybody that's gone through a fire or anything, my heart goes out to you. But yeah, so that was my week so far.
Yeah. I wanted you to vent and get it out of the way, and
I
your
almost, I almost didn't even. I haven't said anything. No one said anything anywhere, really. I mean, I told you guys,
Right.
but I mean,
Right.
it just, we're kind of, it's the wrong. I'm not doing it for this response. I'm not like,
right. No,
nobody died or anything, but I mean, it's just, instead of a nice floral season of selling plants, now the name of the game becomes break even if you can. And it's, it's scary. It's just fucking scary. So
Gotcha.
Real life, folks. This is, it's what it is.
I hope your insurance company comes through for sure.
It sounds like I said, like that part's is handled. I mean, thank God, because shit, I didn't fucking,
I have
who knows,
I have a friend that has several rental properties, and one of his burned down not too long ago. No one got hurt or anything, but he filed his claim, to get reimbursed through his insurance agency, and they paid him off, but then they closed everything else. They were like, we're not renewing you for another, term or whatever. And he had a dozen, 18 proproperties, so.
Oh, and they whacked all of them.
They just knocked them all out. They were like, nope. Yep. We can't afford you anymore. You're too high of a risk. And he's like, I've had insurance with you guys for 30 years.
I'm not going to name the
one claim.
I won't name the insurance company, but they've been so far so good. They seem like they want to help. So,
Right.
the right way, give us as much as they can, and based on the terms of the policy. So, but it's certainly a life lesson, man. It's fascinating and devastating all at the same time.
It is. Well, thoughts to you.
Yes.
And many people have expressed thoughts in the comments too. I'll let you look at it later, though.
Yeah, I'll check those out later, folks. Appreciate it.
I don't want to get into a whole lot of sad shit right now.
That's what I mean. I didn't want to fucking wreck the tone. Everything's fine. Everyone's gonna be fine, and season will go on. Everything's cool, and then rebuild. You rise from the ashes, so the future's bright. We're gonna be fine.
Well, and like you said, I know you and Brian are particularly fond of the other greenhouse business.
Sure.
So this might be the way to branch out.
Yeah. Get a license.
Or at least supplement my own habit.
Don't get high on your own supply. Didn't you learn anything from Tony Montana?
Well, unless you got a full greenhouse full of the shit, then I guess you can probably get away with it for a while.
I'm pretty sure he had plenty.
Yeah. Did you not see that pile on the table at the end of the fucking movie?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see who's in here. BK says, I drink so you don't have to. Let's spark one up for the DCS. Absolutely, BK. Fire it up, gentlemen. I like this. Bill says, hey, BK and LTK. I'm glad they're not combined into BTK. If we had BTK as a fan, that would be
kind of kick ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? Yeah, well, hey, we watch shit about them. Why don't they watch shit about us?
Exactly.
Ooh, there we go. Because we don't have any documentaries made about us. That's why. St. John's, Michigan. Jason is in the house. What's up, man? I see Tarek. I see Patricia. I see Joseph. Dr. Smiley. Dave.
Canada Dave.
Canada Dave.
Yeah, that's Canada Dave. Yep.
We're lucky tonight, gentlemen.
Did I miss anybody up here? Nope. All right. Bill. Mary. Tony should have learned it, is what I'm saying. Tarek, he says, Tony Montana, that was easy. But yeah, Tony should have learned that lesson, but he did not. Oh, and there's my buddy Erica. Hello.
Erica is a whole other trip too, though. I mean, the weed is the weed and the Haney's the Haney. That's, I can understand why Scarface didn't work out.
Erica was one of the poor unfortunate souls that got to attend this movie with me. I actually went to see it twice.
Really?
And went with a different friend both times, but yeah, Erica though got the full rant. Like not even left the theater. I think I even screamed in the theater as the credits were going at least once. She may have to back me up on this story. Yeah. See, here it is. That's what we were calling it, the rage. That's exactly right. All right. Before we get into the movie, we do have some business to take care of course, as always. We are going to be reviewing Imaginary. We will let you know when spoilers come up. If you don't want to, if you need to step out, we understand.
Yeah, that's required this time.
Yeah, because I'm not one to tell somebody not to go see a movie, even if, I did not like it. That's not my call.
I did some questions of the Blumhouse team were in my mind a lot during the viewing of this movie.
Same.
Oh, I'm just saying.
The boardroom, I need to be a fly on the wall in here.
I'm just saying, Crank's the only one that knows this thought. A little teaser for our longtime fans. Boy, was I fucking happy. I was going to leave it at that. You'll find out later.
Oh, Jesus. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. I might have been the only person that busted out laughing at that point. I was delighted, though, dude. That might have gave this movie an extra point. Just that right there.
Oh, good God. No, okay, we'll save it. All right. Before we get to the review, we need to thank our members. Thanks to our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD, and Tyrone, our crazy Ralphs, Dr. Smiley, Rick, and Raymond, and our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. God damn it, thank you.
And as always, you can become a member by checking out deathcursesociety.com. Head on over to the membership page. You can see all the details there, figure out what level you would like, and help support the DCS in your own way. And we appreciate it. And always, of course, we got to talk to our associate producer, and thanks to him, C-Phase, the man behind the scenes. What's up, sir? How you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad. Just got back from the theater watching Imaginary. That was, Overall, it was,
That was, I see.
Yeah.
I started to kind of like it a little bit the first half hour. A little bit. There were some aspects that I liked, some that I didn't.
Until you figured it all out, and then you were right?
It's not even that. I mean, the horror aspects of this movie were fucking awful. Just across the board.
Yeah.
It's everything else that started to do okay, and then just collapsed right at the end. Just another horrible ending.
Wow.
Yet so satisfying.
I just saw Heathers 4 nights ago, and that was a great experience.
What'd you think of Heathers?
That was fun.
All right, we'll get to that later. We don't have time for that right now.
That's a teaser because I do want to hear what his thoughts on Heathers are.
We'll get to that at the end. And actually, I have a couple of things I want to talk about at the end. I want to talk about the Oscars.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
A little bit, of course, because that was big. Yeah, roll your fucking eyes all you want, Colonel. Ooh, I don't care.
Who watches that shit besides you?
Me.
You're literally
I watched it. I watch it all. I don't watch the red carpet shit. I don't care about that. But who are you wearing? I don't give a shit. Just who's going to win? But I do want to talk about the Oscars.
Wow.
I do want to talk a little bit about Monster Mania, which just wrapped up this weekend. We weren't there. But
sounds like they had a fantabulous show though out there.
They had a good time. I don't know why my voice got so high, but yeah, they had a good time.
Turned into Jay Leno there for a second.
But yeah, let's talk about Imaginary, guys.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into spoilers yet.
Not yet.
I'll try to warn you when we do. I know one area on my list where we absolutely will, but there may be some moments that pop up. You know how this goes. We will try to keep it as spoilery free as possible. But first off, what were your expectations before seeing this movie? Had you seen the trailer? And then also knowing that it was a Blumhouse film, how did that affect your expectations? I'm going to start with Ziggy this time.
Yeah, they've shown this trailer the last couple of months. They definitely saw it at Night Swim. Definitely saw it at, what was the last one we watched just recently? Fuck. Well, anyway. Night Swim, but then there was another. There was two.
Lisa Frankenstein.
That's it, Lisa Frankenstein, and it ran there too. And I wasn't impressed, and I wasn't looking forward to it. And I was hoping somehow our rotation would miss this fucking thing. but it did not.
Well, and it was kind of supposed to.
Right.
But
I know.
Shit got rescheduled.
Yeah.
And I was like, sorry, guys. In fact, I think I just changed it on the schedule and didn't say anything until one of you guys happened to notice it and was like,
hey.
Fuck. I think it was Colonel.
I mean, they show the best moments in the trailer, and the bar is once again, it's pretty much at Blumhouse. It's as low as it can possibly go at this point. That's where they're at. I don't expect anything, and if I get anything that I can remember about it, take with me out of it, then it's bonus. It's gravy on the potatoes. But I didn't expect anything, and I don't know, man. This wasn't as bad as Night Swim. I don't think. Maybe just as equally bad. I might go there, but it's not great. But it did take some different chances here, and we can get into it in a little bit. That I can't say commend, but I'm going to give him a tip of the cap. A couple of choices.
I'm curious what you mean by it took chances. Yeah, I'm very curious about that. So basically, in essence, Ziggy, this movie. Is that what you're saying?
Ultimately, you get nothing. Yeah, I mean, you come out of it, it's a forgettable film.
Expectations before, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
how about you?
There's some aspects I like of the movie, even though I expected nothing. Dude, my expectations couldn't get any fucking lower. You all know this. I'm so sick of this. It's goddamn it, another fucking Blumhouse movie. You know what? At this point, they should open their own bakery because everything's fucking cookie cutter. Everything's the fucking same. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing this shit. Like, I'm about to boycott my own fucking podcast. Like, fuck this shit. I ain't watching any more of these goddamn movies. I will. But, dude, that's where my expectations were. The trailer looked like shit. It's a fucking Blumhouse movie. The only thing that gave me a little bit of hope was that they had Lionsgate attached to it. But we all know Lionsgate was Blumhouse before Blumhouse. So,
okay, I want to go there for a minute because the fact that Lionsgate was attached to it and not Universal actually worried me a little bit because Universal has a first look deal with Blumhouse. So everything Blumhouse makes, Universal gets to say yes or no first. Or anything anything Blumhouse is attached to, I should say. Universal gets first dibs. And the fact that they were even like, that worried me because Universal is tied with them through everything else.
I can already tell I had an X factor here. Neither one of you guys had that I'll get to in a bit.
You were stoned?
No. Of that, yes, absolutely. But
you wrote the one out in the bathroom before you.
No, we've discussed me going. We've discussed me going to movies on a Sunday evening before.
Yeah,
and the type of crowd
out the audience.
And this is what made this movie okay, I think, for me, because God damn it, the fucking crowd was amazing. Because they was talking to the screen. I mean, we were. This was like a Rocky Horror type interaction. I was so impressed with this, and I think this really factored into why I don't hate it like you two guys here. But I digress. We'll get to it. I mean, even the company. It was called that one of the partners is the Tower of Babel.
Tower of Babel. That is Jeff Wadlow, the director's production company.
Well, it might have been the name of my theater. I mean, that's all I'm saying because it the whole time, dude. Yeah, it was fantastic.
The trailer did not impress me. It seemed like starter horror for sure, like a watered down version of Megan, for lack of a better word. I thought it still had potential, but knowing what Blumhouse does with potential, I had very, very low expectations. Now this might be something like teens, primarily teen girls might like, or preteen girls, not middle-aged men, not for me.
Oh no, it's not for us.
No, I know it's not for us. And
no Blumhouse movie is for us anymore.
Those were my expectations going in. Now, Colonel, you do have, God damn it. Days of the Dead says, you guys hate everything.
No, we
No,
don't.
No, we
not
don't.
everything. Just everything, almost everything Blumhouse makes we hate anymore.
You have to admit they're on a pretty incredible streak of shit right now.
Was Megan their last decent movie?
I would say that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can't remember anything in between Megan and Night Swim right now.
That
I'm
was
sure there
solid.
was something else.
Fuck, there's a half a dozen of them. That
There's
was
like the
solid.
Nun and no. I don't know. Fuck, man, they all run together.
Yeah, Days. Night Swim was bad. We've talked about this. But looking forward to see. By the way, though, looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So we're bringing the fire. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Fire? What the fuck?
Windy City.
I'm kidding.
Hey, at least I wasn't. BK had something.
Yeah, I can't wait to read the comments, man. Let me have it, man. I need a fucking laugh.
Let me find that one. Yeah, BK says, yeah, I got the news a couple of days ago. Ziggy was waiting for the ashes to settle. Too soon?
Rim shot?
Dude.
Damn it. I hit the wrong one. There we go.
Appropriate, too.
Yeah, but so first impressions coming out of the theater, Colonel.
Jesus Christ, I had to pay another $20 for this bullshit every fucking time. Like, here's how I know this is going to be a bad fucking movie and nobody wanted to see it. I was literally sitting dead center in my fucking row at the theater, and I was the only one there. It was fucking, that was the highlight of my fucking viewing experience of Imaginary. It was just awful. I don't see a whole lot of redeeming qualities for this movie. I've heard some people say it's new. I know they ripped off quite a few movies. One in particular is a 90s kid. We'll get to that later. Yeah, it's just a typical cookie cutter Blumhouse fucking movie. I was pissed. Like, I could have done better things with my fucking one day off. I'll be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
There's an awesome Pompeii exhibit right now at the fucking museum I've been dying to see. But I had to go see this fucking movie.
Wow, Pompeii.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Who doesn't want to see plasters of dead fucking bodies? Like, hell yeah.
Crank's all into that.
I love that kind of shit.
History is
just the irony of you bringing up Pompeii right now.
I know. I was going to let it go, man. But Jesus Christ, you fucking heartless bitch. I mean, damn.
Not intended. But
I know. I don't think his was either. And ironically, where we're going with this is going to be funny. Yeah. And I laughed. Maybe that was the other thing that was just funny about it. I don't know. It's crazy.
All right, Ziggy, what about you walking out? What were you thinking?
Yeah, man. It's terrible. It's not, it has a couple of moments in it. Honestly, the best jump scares are the edits. Some of the edits they take. I mean, it's your standard crap you've seen every other time. And then when you start to finally see what's fucking with people, that's going to really piss you off. So, because they don't look good. None of them. None of the things. I guess the shape was okay. That pops up here and there.
We'll get to the creature. We'll get to the creature.
I'm just saying, you get a lot of CGI garbage. I mean, I was like, this isn't much better than Inside Out Cookie Monster from Night Swim. That's what I was thinking.
The Inside Out Cookie Monster. I still love that. My first impression walking out of the theater. Now, hold on. Erica says her first thought, we should have done shots, which we considered, but weirdly, the bar closed like right before our movie started.
They don't want
the bar in the theater.
They don't want to riot in there. You guys
that may have been it.
Yeah, shot glasses put dents on the screen, man. Are you kidding me?
That may have been it. But my first thoughts leaving the theater, I wasn't even out of the theater and I was already pissed. I just, as Erica mentioned earlier, the rage set in.
But you knew it's Blumhouse. You already knew.
I know, but even for them to like irritate my already low expectations, is fucking amazing. It's like I almost feel like Jason Blum is just like, how pissed off can we get these guys this time? You know,
this is what I mean. There must be some kind of these are really cheap to acquire to make these somehow. I don't know what it is.
These are micro budgets. I don't know what the budget was of this, but I mean, FaZe, if you can look that up, actually, the budget of this film. I do know the box office, but I'm curious about the budget here in a minute.
It's 10 million.
We had this talk with Night Swim. Like, this shit right now is literally just fucking tax write-offs. We can't make too much fucking money.
Possibly.
Make a fucking movie and write it off.
Possibly, but it's a little too early in the year to be writing, using write-off movies.
Well, not if you're smart. I mean, I don't know shit about taxes. Not if you're smart.
This is when the crap kind of comes out. I mean, honestly, but
fair enough.
My fucking theater was fucking packed, man.
Mine wasn't packed, but it was more than I've been with a theater in a while. There were about 18, 20 people in there.
What's wrong with fucking Stillwater and Detroit? Like, the fuck?
I figured I was going to have to go to the house, man, and it was like, shit, I had to scramble to get a seat.
Yeah. Like, I would say lately, 1 out of 5 Blumhouse films are better than average. The rest are middle of the road or worse. And I will say there were a very few things I liked about this movie. But the bad far outweighed the good for me. Like, by far. Would you say 1 in 5 is approximately what Blumhouse is hitting right now, Colonel?
I think you're being fucking generous.
Am I being generous? 1 in 10?
I would say probably 1 out of 10, yeah. And that 1 is fucking slightly above average.
Right, Megan.
Like we'll say Megan. Megan's probably the best one they've put out in 3 years, and we all remember I liked it, but I wasn't big on it. Like it was entertaining. But at least it was entertaining, because I can't say that about most fucking Blumhouse movies anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and FaZe and Kristen got it, 10 to 12 million on the budget.
Damn it.
FaZe adds box office is right now 11.2 mil, so it pretty much broke even. That's not good though.
Once they sell the media, though, it's a winner. It worked. They made money. It worked.
We'll see. Let's talk about the setup. The movie opens with a dream sequence, of course, because every fucking movie does now, it seems like. Jessica, played by DeWanda Wise, is having a nightmare from her youth. We see her crazed father and a glimpse of this spider-like creature that's chasing her through her old house. She snaps awake, gets a pep talk from her husband, Max, played by Tom Payne. And Ziggy, I'll start with you. Satisfactory opening or too generic for today's audiences?
You've seen it a few times already, this kind of thing. And it's just strictly there just to get you kind of introduced to what's going on in this scenario. And you see dude is kind of a traveling musician, so he's in and out a lot, and they've taken on, the mom is, I don't want to, do I want to say that yet?
So you're jumping pretty far ahead.
Yeah. I just stop right there. At the beginning is, it's a setup. It just sets you up of the characters. Kind of, hey, how you doing? Here we are. This is who we are, and this is, kind of get a look at their character right away, and you meet the kids, and I don't know, man. I was, because they don't really hit it like how they like to tie those kind of dream sequences beginnings, and it comes back up big time, and it's like, oh yeah, there's the whole, that's why. And yeah, it comes up, but I don't know, man. I didn't like it when it came back up again.
Colonel?
Yeah.
This is where you guys might look at me differently. I thought the setup, while overdone, was one of the better parts of the fucking movie. It did a great job setting you up what the story was going to be. And it's probably the only time that I thought the creature, whatever, while terrible CGI, was the better looking one in the fucking movie. It did its job. It set up the story. You've seen it 1,000 fucking times. But honestly, the scariest thing about the setup was fucking Payne's hair, dude. Someone needs to tell him, like, man, that's a soccer mom haircut, bro. Like, you need to cut that fucking shit, trim it down or something. Like, no, fucking no. Like, no, dude, you were Jesus, and now this is where you're at. Cut your fucking hair. You might get better roles.
And I liked him as Jesus.
I did.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite characters in the later half of The Walking Dead.
Did you guys pick up what his role is in his band? Colonel?
I assume a drummer.
I thought
it was hanging on the wall behind him in the opening scene. After
Drummer?
they wake up, he's got a bass hanging on his wall.
Yeah.
Oh. See, I thought it was because he played the skin flute like Jethro Tull.
Well, I just noticed that when he's taking all his shit out to the car to go join the band, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a guitar slung over his back.
One guitar case.
Yeah. It wasn't even a guitar case, was it?
Yeah, it was a bass case. The bass case was on the left. He had a couple of backpacks or whatever, probably pedals and shit. Yes.
Well, for me to talk about the setup, I'll tell you this, folks. You're likely going to notice the theme when I talk about this movie for the rest of the night. Just get used to it. Enjoy the ride. The opening for me was so cliche and so just lazy writing. It bothered me. I'm getting really tired of these kind of openings because it seems like it's the only way to start a movie anymore. You know, someone's got to have a nightmare just because you got to start with the action, like right in your face, you know, immediately. No, it's just a dream. Oh, and the next part I want to talk about is we meet the rest of the family and we move back into Jessica's childhood home, which has been abandoned because her father has had to enter assisted living. And without getting too far into the individual characters, because I want to explore each one of them later, I want to know what you guys thought of the family dynamic and how did you feel that played out? You know, because clearly broken family, you know, newly single dad getting a new mommy to join up. Let's talk to you guys both have these kind of situations already, but it's played out in movies for me. Who did I start with last? Colonel, your turn.
Dude, you said I couldn't have said it better myself. Played the fuck out. Been there, done that 1,000 fucking times, and we'll get it 1,000 fucking more. Okay, yeah, it is what it was. It was a broken family. Oh, I gotta win these girls over. Oh, give it time. You're not my mom. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Whatever. Come up with something new, man. Like, seriously, cookie cutter. That's my theme, folks. Cookie cutter.
Yours is cookie cutter. Mine is cliche and lazy writing.
Yes, exactly. Cliche and fucking lazy. Do we really need another broken family with a stepmother trying to win the kids over?
I'm okay with stupid cliches like this because you know what I mean? It's Blumhouse. Again, it's Blumhouse. I'm like, yes, of course. It's almost like
it's not just them that does it though.
No. And just because it's Blumhouse doesn't mean they get a pass on being shitty movies.
You know, but you know, I dug her compassion was believable to me.
She was trying hard, dude. I don't know. She was trying to be fucking hard. With the youngest daughter, okay, yes. That was believable.
Yeah. Well, then the other one was all in full rejection. So I mean, and
you have to have the disrespectful teenage daughter.
Yes, of course. I mean, cliche. We're already on the road, Crank. You've been on this road. You could drive this shit blindfolded.
I'm doing it.
But you're right. I do understand your frustration, dude. I do. But I mean, you know, I don't know. Fuck. Maybe I fucking needed to get out and see a fucking movie too. You know, I mean, and believe me, I this is no fucking great piece of art, man. This is as forgettable as they come. I mean, you see the teddy bear there. He is a little creepy, I guess. You know, it's a good design for
it's just a fucking teddy bear. There's nothing special to it.
Dingy, moldy teddy bear.
Come
on, every time a doll, any haunted thing where a doll turns its head, it's always creepy. It works for some reason, and it works here too.
Now I was going to save this, but it worked. It worked a hell of a lot better in one of our favorite movies from a few years back, Benny Loves You, than it did this.
Because that guy wrote a good story.
No, you mean it was a good script?
Yeah.
It was written well.
Written well,
Oh.
and you had the painstaking effort to make it look the way it did from the man himself.
All right. One thing I noticed about the family dynamic, especially in the beginning, was like a lot of the character interactions just seemed forced and out of place. For example, when the little girl, Alice, goes into Jessica's office, she acts like she's never spoken to her about her job, her drawing, her writing books, children's books and illustrating them. Acts like she's never talked to her about that, even though they've apparently lived together for a while in another apartment and are just moving to this. But she walks into this office like, oh, it's cool. You get to draw for your job, that kind of shit. And I'm like, are you having this conversation 2 years after you met her again? What's going on here? Shit like that, like bad interactions and fucking lazy writing like that took me out of the movie immediately.
I just took it as, they're in this back in her old house. This is her new office. She probably has some new shit hanging up here and there. And she writes children's books, by the way. That's what she's working on. So, so the kid's interested in the pictures and stuff.
But it was like it was the first time they'd ever spoken about it.
Yeah. And then the whole fact's like the first time she even seen this Jessica's fucking characters.
Yeah.
Oh, he's scary. He's scary. Like, get the fuck
you know what? Sustained, Craig. I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna fight.
Just in court.
Yeah. Sustained, man. You're right. That was bad. It doesn't really fit. Now that I think about it.
All right. Well, I'll take the fucking point then.
Yeah.
All right. Chauncey's introduction comes soon after, and it's just as the poster shows. You brought it up, creepy teddy bear, but it's just a teddy bear. What did you think of the teddy bear as the vessel of this creature? And what did you think of the other creature designs? Ziggy. We've already kind of talked about it.
Yes. Well, the bear, especially the eyes for a reason. And,
oh my God.
I know, but again, this is.
Have you seen my notes? You're hitting like every single point.
Okay, well, I'm not. No, I did not look at your notes, dude. I came right from the fucking battlefield. So, yeah, okay. The bear, it's got creepy eyes. It looks around, it actually frowns and furrows its brow here and there, and it's subtle, but like I said, for me, I like a doll that moves like that. That always is. I'm gonna give it okay. It's cool. That was decent, So I didn't hate this design of this bear. It's simple. It's just a dingy old 20, 30-year-old bear that was in a cellar. Mm-hmm. You've seen it. The math on this. It's the same thing. But I didn't hate it. Every other creature in the movie sucks except one. There's like a shape of that shows up here and there behind people. That is good. It works.
I may actually not necessarily disagree with you, but I have a counterpoint to that here.
Okay,
Colonel.
We're going through all of the creature designs and Clarence's transformations.
Not necessarily, but
all right, I'll just stick with the bear for now. Since that's what we're talking about, then as it makes sense, I'll discuss the other ones. Here's what I thought of the bear. It had the blackest eyes, a dog's eyes. Just. That was my impression of the fucking bear. Like, at least they could have done like a knockoff Teddy Ruxpin or some shit, trying to make it seem a little more interesting. Something. It's just a shit. It's a look at it. It's just a fucking little shitty teddy bear. They probably threw it on the ice at a local hockey game, and they got it at the fucking charity.
They went to Goodwill. They wouldn't pick that shit up.
Yeah, like it's fucking boring, man. It's a fucking teddy bear in a red goddamn vest. Like. Ooh, yeah.
Smells like sour milk and urine.
$1 million of their $12 million budget probably went into that doll.
I think it's
probably that's fair. And like $5 million of that was the fucking eyes apparently because his eyes were fucking.
They're deep. They are deep. It's like there's
the eyes
vessel. It plays its role and it's okay.
And I don't mind the use of the bear as the vessel. I get it. And for this cliche and lazy written story, it works. But there are brief moments where the creature itself, though, is kind of shown, but they're very brief. And for those moments, they are a little scary, if you will, or somewhat well done. But I think the quickness is what helps that. Like you mentioned, the quick edits earlier. That helps, because if we had seen any of those creatures for a sustained amount of time at all, we would have nitpicked the shit out of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as hell, it looks like Ziggy is already nitpicking the shit out of him, and he only saw him for a flash.
The shadows worked. I'll say that. The shadows worked. But again, like there weren't going to be fucking shadow figures in this fucking movie.
Can I ask you guys something?
Of course.
Did you think the first like 2/3 of this movie was exceptionally like just not lit properly, or like the transfer was, maybe it was just my shitty theater or something, man? It did not look like they brightened it enough. You know, I was bothered by this. But then it seemed wherever they were later on in the movie, it was lit up where they were, and you could see everything.
It's kind of funny, because the first time I saw it, it seemed fine, but the second time I watched it, it seemed really fucking dark.
So it seemed fine in my one viewing.
It may have been just there may have been a bulb out in at some point.
I'll buy that.
That's good. Hold on, I gotta show this. Tarek says, ironically enough, the bear is a custom, but the movie is billed to Blumhouse. There we go. Pretty close. All right, Imaginary, co-written and directed by Jeff Wadlow. What did you think of his work as a director? And I'll save what he's done previously until I hear what you guys say first, if you didn't already look. Colonel?
I didn't look because I don't care enough to fucking look. God damn it. So I don't know. He might be a decent director. Imaginary is not. If this Imaginary is his best film, Jesus Christ, dude, go back to film school. Because we say this a lot with Blumhouse films anymore. Also, film school, like that. I can't fucking filmmaking 101, filmmaking for dummies. Okay, we need to do this. All right, that looks good. Shoot it. Like it. Nothing really groundbreaking. There's so much shit they stole from everywhere else, especially in the final act of the film. I've been like dying to talk about, but I can't.
Yeah,
we're not there yet.
They even stole from themselves.
Yeah.
Well, see, now I got to hear it. I'm going to shut the fuck up. So we get the crank.
Ziggy. Direction from Jeff Wadlow.
Didn't he? Wasn't he in Night Swim? Didn't he do Night Swim as well? No. Okay, good.
But Bryce McGuire did help write some of the additional literature material. So I think Bryce McGuire, who wrote Night Swim, probably wrote the books that were in there, the Millie Millipede books.
It's probably more the director of photography, but I'll lump it in. I'll give it to the director. I thought some of the edits were pretty strong. And
that's
clever.
The editor.
You know, and the editor. Well, yeah, right. But it's the guy's got to call the shot too. This is what I want. The director. So that's his idea. You know, 9 times out of 10, anyway. You know,
I wasn't impressed.
He's sitting right next to the fucking editor, dude, telling him that's how it usually works. So, but
I wasn't.
All right,
I wasn't impressed.
The upside down thing, like
that's editing. But that's editing.
Right. But it's plays into the scene though, dude. So it's that ain't just an editor going, you know what I'm gonna try? Watch this. That happens, yes, but not in this case.
Well, Jeff Wadlow had previously directed Truth or Dare in 2018 for Blumhouse, and a little film from 2020 that you guys may remember, Fantasy Island.
This makes perfect fucking sense now. Why this movie was a pile of fucking shit. Now the dots are fucking connected. The light bulb just went off my fucking head.
Ding. Jesus. I thought you of all people, especially Colonel, would appreciate that little note.
I don't appreciate giving this motherfucker a total of $40 out of my fucking pocket to see his 3 fucking movies.
See, it explains, like you said, it explains a lot, especially some of the lazy writing. for me. But what I don't understand is why does Blumhouse keep hiring this guy? Is he that fucking cheap?
He must be, because he's not getting fucking better.
Maybe it was just a multi-picture deal or one of those stupid things, you know?
I don't know, man. All right, before we get into plot spoilers, I do want to talk about the cast. And to do that, I need some graphics.
Oh, graphics.
Yes, that's right, graphics. Let's start with DeWanda Wise as Jessica. How did you like her character and acting ability? Ziggy.
I think she was the strongest of the
Bullshit.
cast, you know, my opinion. Of the rest, I mean, and then I could go right down the fucking line, man, and go everybody else.
We'll go one by one here in a minute.
She fucked up the least of everybody, and maybe not. Dude, that wasn't in the movie that much. He was probably okay. He was probably perfect, you know. But
we'll see.
It's good enough, you know. Colonel.
All right, throwing it to me. You said she was the best.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. I'm good now. I'm good now.
Okay.
Zoe's school, for one thing, just sent a message at 9 o'clock at night saying, "Hey, have the kids go look at the moon and tell me what kind of moon it is in the morning for extra points." I'm not doing that. No,
just tell her it's a quarter moon.
That's right.
I'll next in the morning. It's a quarter moon. No, she wasn't the best. She did a good enough job for the role, but that's not saying anything, though. She didn't feel real. If that makes sense.
Did you care about her character?
No.
Okay. Was it because the stakes were so fucking low?
I mean, the stakes were. I wouldn't say the stakes were low. I mean, just trying to keep her man happy and take care of his fucking kids. God damn it. No, it's hard to. She just wasn't believable enough. Like I said, she acted enough for the role. And again, compared to the last movie I seen, spoiler alert for everybody we're about to talk about. These guys are fucking Hollywood actors, okay? So that helps me probably appreciate their acting more. But her character is very stiff. I didn't find it too believable that she really cared, especially for the teenager. And it's just, yeah.
All right. I did not care about her character at all either. I mean, nothing really resonated with me much at all with her. And I'm sorry to say that. It was middle of the road acting. There didn't seem to be any stakes that they were taking seriously. And even the emotional scenes seemed lackluster. But that also is because the writing was so lackluster. I mean, it all is boiling back down to the writing.
Right. And based on that, I think she is fine for what this is. She was fine.
But
I don't know, man.
You've seen actors that are able to take piss poor material and turn it into, maybe not greatness, but mediocrity.
Off comes to mind. It'd be interesting to see her in this role, I think.
Well, she wouldn't accept this
lower
fucking
herself.
She's above this.
She wouldn't lower herself for this to Blumhouse. Are you fucking kidding me?
All right, let's talk about the biggest waste in the film. Tom Payne as Max. In what, maybe 15 minutes of the whole movie, and he's basically just a character that Jessica can talk to.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to him?
I'm willing to bet he was probably only on set for 3 days max.
Oh yeah.
Come on. He had.
2.5 million went to him, dude. Come on, man.
Yeah, totally fucking wasted character. I mean, totally fucking wasted. He brought nothing to the fucking film. All right, we got to explain something here. Tom, stand there. All right, go. All right, you're out. Like, no, it's totally fucking wasted. And Erica said it right. I will agree with Erica on this one. He was a shitty fucking dad.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Following his dream.
Leaving his kids with somebody he's only lived with for somewhere between 2 and 4 years.
Well, you should be able to trust somebody enough within 2 to 4 years.
Exactly.
That I didn't mind. But it's like shit was hitting the fan when he was about to fucking leave. Like it was already kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
I gotta go on this tour. And his fucking accent was bugging the shit out of me. But I gotta go on this tour, babe. We're gonna play all the coffee houses and fucking in the fucking Mississippi Delta. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Colonel, what kind of asshole would leave their kids behind to go to some kind of event? I mean, really?
But it's a tour, all right?
Yeah.
I go away for a weekend.
And dude, don't bring this up. You're just gonna make him feel more guilty about it already. And he already has a hard time leaving.
No, it's
don't
fine.
Start.
Fuck Chicago. I'm not even going now.
See what you did, Ziggy. God damn it.
I'm not going on tour anymore. Fuck this.
You see what'll happen, man. There'll be a teddy bear, and that's it, man. You already got the fucking prisoner sacrifice basement. You don't need to open up that door and see what's behind there.
All right. Before we get to Ziggy, did you have anything to add on Tom?
He was a pro. He came in, he did his lines, he left, he took his paycheck.
Wasted character, though, right?
Wasted character.
Okay. Before we get to the kids, let's discuss Mrs. Exposition, Betty Buckley as Gloria. I'll just leave it open to that. Thoughts, Ziggy?
Before he answers, is there a reason why we don't have a graphic? There she is. Okay.
I just hadn't moved to it yet. My bad. I got two into mine.
From The Running Man that wanted to vote on Ben Richards.
No, this is
a
not
bad motherfucker. No.
Nope. But I will tell you who this is. This is Miss Collins from Carrie, the gym teacher, the coach.
Oh, wow. She's the old bat now, man. Look at that.
That's what happens, dude.
Dude, she got really
People get older.
Oh, it was 1970 fucking 6 or whatever.
Yeah. She was also in she was great in Split.
Yeah.
But and she was great in Carrie. But
you know, I don't know if it was intentional, but yeah, man, you know, she comes in, she's in the movie, and you kind of figure out why she's in the movie pretty easily, and yeah, and I guess she's all right though, but I you know what? No, I can't do it.
She's fine in the movie, but it's a terrible fucking role.
What a shitty role, man. What
Colonel.
a shitty character.
Let Colonel's about to like explode.
Let me get them glasses off, dude.
Gee, this isn't even like a huge rant, but god damn it. Fucking hated her ass. So I was like, I literally laughed out loud when she brought, I can't remember her fucking name, those teenagers to her house.
Taylor.
It's like typical fucking Blumhouse. I've been studying this since Jessica disappeared when she was 5. I'm like, every fucking movie, you got some old fucking chick that somehow knows what's going on, but she's fucking loony. But she knows everything that's going on. Jesus Christ. I literally fucking laughed out loud.
I love Betty Buckley.
I was like, and another one. Like, it's just
another
every fucking movie. There's some supernatural aspect. God damn it. There's going to be an old white woman that knows what the fuck's going on.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I love Betty Buckley, but I'm pretty sure she was only added to this cast to bring a little cred to this movie in a way. Because her character, this is one of those characters whose only purpose is literally to explain the plot because the creators think the audience is too stupid to figure it out on their own. And I fucking hate characters like that. I hate that shit. It offends me as an audience member. It offends me as a film lover, as a horror fan.
We really don't want to ever attract any young viewers, do we?
I don't think we do.
Well, I feel like they used her, or I don't think maybe she was as big as a part in the original script, but they had to shorten the script and cut out maybe some expensive scenes or something. So they were just like, well, how are we going to explain what happens, you know, in all the scenes that we cut out? Oh, we just give that to, you know, Gloria, the next door neighbor. She's the exposition queen.
Find out she was the babysitter.
Lazy writing.
And, you know, like Crazy Ralph made that work.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you need to stop. If you want a fucking crazy old person to tell people what's going on or warn them, that's what you want. Sorry, Blumhouse, we don't need these fucking legendary horror actresses to come back in their golden years, like Crank said, to explain the fucking story to us. All right, it's not story time at Grandma's fucking house. I'm not about to take a nap, even though I did almost take 2 naps watching this fucking movie. I'm not gonna lie. I caught myself dozing off twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a chance with the ruckus crowd I was with, man.
I almost wish I had seen it with a good crowd like that.
It totally helped.
Yeah. See, Erica says she had so much to say and I hated her.
Yeah, she would not. But again, especially, well, we can't go there yet. So.
No, not yet.
Nope. Yeah, wait.
All right. Next, well, it looks like it's time for the kids to get their lecture now. Let's teach them a few things on acting. Let's talk about the youngster Piper Braun as Alice. Go, Ziggy.
Hit and miss. In a
All right.
nutshell.
All right.
She's good sometimes, and then there's other times where it's fucking cringy, man. It's fucking real bad. But I mean, I think we have a case where the lifting was a little more than she was capable of doing.
Okay, Colonel.
She was good enough for the role. I'll be honest. At some point, I started paying too much attention to how she talked. I was like, she talks funny. Her lips make weird movements. That's not necessarily a good thing that I noticed that by
That you're
by
paying
the
attention to
end.
that.
I was like, she did a good enough job. And she's a kid. You know me. I'm not too harsh on fucking little kid actors.
No, I mean,
So
But I will praise the shit out of them when they're good.
yes, but she doesn't deserve praise. She did her job.
Nope.
She did her job. I'll leave it at that.
because the influence starts coming from the entity, and she does kind of display some of that, and these are the things I think were good that she did.
Hit and miss is a good way to describe that, though, because guess what? Cliche and lazy writing for this character as well. Honestly, wasn't impressed with her performance much at all. There were a couple of moments that it was okay, but it was basically when she was just being a kid. It was when she was being affected by the entity or trying to have an emotional scene too much for what this movie needed. Stick to the Disney roles. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Finally, Tegan Burns as Taylor. The highlight for me out of this cast. Now, granted,
Not much.
she had probably the most cliche role of them all, but she nailed it. Not the best writing, except for a couple of lines near the end. But as the cliche goes, every teen girl needs to be rude, disrespectful, and moody, and she nailed it. I can't fault her for that, but the character terribly written. Colonel.
No, you hit the nail on the fucking head. She was the highlight character for me in the film as well, just because she played a fucking moody, fucking bitchy teenager. As one of the better ones I've ever seen on film.
And you have comparison.
I do have comparison. It was legit. Like when I was getting annoyed, I was about to be like, "Don't roll your eyes at me!" Like I was about to lose my shit a couple times. Like, don't. Yeah, she did. She did a great fucking job with what role she was given. God damn it. So so fucking cliche, man. Yeah. I did like her line, slight spoiler alert. You want me to send a bitchy text? Like, Jesus.
That and that was fucking brutal. Man. Yeah. That was a good moment. But we'll get to that. I'll say this. I think she'll be good in the future if she, picks better roles. I'll leave it at that. I think we're fairly close, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up here.
Ooh, get good stuff.
We might be getting into some spoilers here. So
I don't think anyone's gonna worry about it now. We've fucking pretty much killed it already.
In fact, we have a permanent graphic now down there since we're in this area. At this point, Chauncey begins to task Alice with a scavenger hunt, a little more sinister kind of hunt, though, since Alice has to physically harm herself to complete the list. Did you like the way that played out and helped move the plot forward? Colonel, I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who goes first on this one. This is where I'll give it a little bit of credit. I did enjoy this aspect of pushing the story along to how we got to the end. I will give them fucking credit. That seemed childish enough to where it fit.
Mm-hmm.
I was completely okay with it. That's the least angry I've sounded all night. So,
So far, yeah, you're not too bad. Ziggy.
Yeah, I dug the scavenger hunt, man, and I was for a second there thinking, they might succeed where The Exorcist failed here, if this goes the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really go that way, but it's interesting to see, and then stepmom kind of going, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I can't show you. She's got a list and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not as cool later.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now we're also at a point in the film where a psychologist comes over, Dr. Soto, I think was her name, to visit with Alice, and the big twist reveals itself. Yes, I know, Colonel. I know. But we should have all seen it coming. And we probably did. But Ziggy, how'd you like the way that moment played out?
That's what I mean, because it made me go like, what the hell's going on here, for a second, and then it's the character itself that I was kind of like, she made it hard to be believable,
Yes.
She was like fucking plaster, man. She wasn't good. I mean, I don't think she understood the fucking the assignment for what she was supposed to do there, because that's kind of a big deal, a big reveal at that moment, for what is happening. When that's like kind of like one of their big twists of the movie.
Hold on.
When they're, can I say it? Dare I say
yeah,
it?
we're in.
Oh.
Spoilers.
What's up, man? There is no bear.
What? You're telling me
Yeah.
it's imaginary?
It's imaginary. Yeah. And we, and then everything ties back to stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
Is where we're going with it, and stepmom had the same list. She's clearly blacked out some things after being almost absorbed into imaginary land at 5 years old.
Imaginary land?
We don't really know what it is, and that's another swing and a miss. That's something they could have really did something better with instead of the kind of Alice in Wonderland stuff. It's Salvatore Dali painting.
There's a conversation going on here in the comments. They're talking about Alice's arm and what looked like maybe a burn or something that she kept covering up.
Yeah.
Rick says, I'm fairly certain there was a scene that showed what happened to the little girl's arm. It wasn't a cut, though. It was a burn, because there's that moment where she's in the kitchen and they're making tea or something on the stove, and
gas stove,
and she like kind of they focus in on the gas stove burner, and she like retracts or reacts to it. So there was that, but yeah, that also helps the fire fear.
See, my theory behind that was because they kind of alluded to the girl's mom was crazy, so I'm assuming she pulled a Rick James and tied this little girl down and started burning her with a fucking crack pipe for like 4 days and just fucked her arm up.
Maybe.
That's my theory. God damn it.
I personally, I kind of like the twist it's hard to even really call it a twist, but I like the idea that there's no bear, that it's in the minds of the people that can see it. But that was one of the few things that they kind of set up well
And then
in the movie.
And fucking stumbled and fell right on top of it.
No, I'm thinking they stumbled during that fucking scene. They may not have fallen yet. You're right. It was a nice twist of the bear was imaginary again. Saw it coming a million miles away.
Right, but they phoned everything else in.
Yeah, but so fucking cringy. Clarence's voice, throwing that shit off. Okay, we've seen that a million fucking times. All ties back to Jessica, yes. But you guys aren't saying this is the worst doctor in the fucking world. Apparently, she don't know about patient confidentiality. She's like, hey, check out this fucking video of this one fucked up kid that cut his thumb off. I recorded 4 years ago.
Right.
Right now. I was like, what the fuck?
And somebody else also pointed out to me, and one of the other people I went to watch this with were just like, the psychologist didn't really react the way she probably should have.
No.
Instead of like having a little bit of concern for the kid, she was just like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. And the kid disappeared. Well, see you next week.
Yep.
No, like here's what you need to do.
She's like, I had dinner with my husband. He's leading Smith's Grove right now with this patient Michael Myers because I'm convinced that's his fucking wife.
Fuck, man.
Jesus Christ. It was just bad, man. It was just fucking bad. But
It's just not right. Just didn't fit right.
Yeah. Right. Then Alice disappears. Big shock. And after the movie gets explained to us by Gloria, we venture into the never ever, the imaginary world where Chauncey comes from.
Yep. Stranger Things, the movie. Oh, I'm sorry.
I like the never ever better in Beetlejuice. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I like the never ever better as rejected Tim Burton set designs.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's not Salvatore Dali painting, fucking
little MC Escher vomit.
I was like, that kind of looks. I was like, huh, you're ripping off fucking Hellraiser 2 also.
The was it Freddy's Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street 6, where they're
yeah, the 3D, yeah.
Oh, good Lord!
I was like, all right, just do something with this now. Don't if you just fucking showing it. If that's all it is just looks, then this is stupid. Because they could have explained, yes, you can have anything you want in the imaginary world. Apparently, we don't know who we're serving even in this fucking thing. That's what's annoying about this fucking movie.
Again, it just seems so cliche and lazy. And the thing about what'd you guys think about the final act of this? So let's just go there. Colonel.
Oh my God. Nothing good. It started, okay, so we're in the never ever. The big reveal for Clarence in the never ever.
Chauncey,
sorry, I don't know why I said Clarence. Chauncey.
Clarence.
Stay on the port, Clarence. Fucking. So you guys know those little mobile lights? Like they sell them now, like projection lights, and they got the teddy bears and music. Well, there's a painting of a teddy bear on the fucking wall, and you see the silhouette of the fucking bear. As soon as it hits, we're going to see fucking Clarence, and we did. And he looked like shit. Utter fucking shit. One of the worst scary teddy bears I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I like that moment, though. They just didn't pay it off well.
I didn't even like the moment because I thought it was cheesy, dude. I'm like, like I said, you saw it coming.
Remember the nun painting? The nun.
Of course, you saw it coming, but that was one of the few visual moments that I kind of appreciated.
All right, fair enough. You're allowed to be wrong from time to time.
All right, fine. Ziggy, jump in.
Yeah, man. It was the nun. The nun big thing when the nun steps behind the painting, the shadow and the hands come out, and it's very similar to that, but. You think they stopped it. She unplugs the light before it gets there, but yeah, it doesn't matter. He's there. It reminded me of almost the Twilight Zone, and when the kid,
the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, man, is that it? That's it, right? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that you connected too. I was like, huh, like I've seen this before. Oh yeah, that's what But again, I was more interested in what the folks behind me and next to me were saying, dude, because they had something for everything. If they were heading it into the, oh hell no, why are you going in there? What you doing? Why are you going in there? No. Why'd
your voice change?
Yeah.
That's how I heard it. I'm just
Oh, okay.
play, man. I recorded.
All right. I'm just curious.
It was glorious.
There was a point in this final act that the immediate change in Gloria's demeanor, like she starts out as like this cautious, concerned neighbor, and then all of a sudden she's just like trying to get like there's no there's no reason for her like to be a bad guy all of a sudden. I guess I tried to trick you to come into the never ever. What the fuck? If there had been some kind of build up for that, I would have gotten a little more. But
instead of just saying, when I babysat you, I wanted to stay there too, and you wouldn't let me. That was pretty much her reasoning. You know,
her reasoning was, I regret not going in with you when you were 5.
She got a taste.
That wasn't enough.
I agree.
And it was late.
God, too little, too late. It's the right statement.
Too little, too late. Let's see here.
Yeah, but God damn it. I mean, even when they had to run and stop the door from closing, she's just kind of going, oh, the door is closing. What do we do? She's the closest to it. They had to fucking run back and grab it.
I was kind of pissed off watching them trying to open this fucking door because they had no good grip on it. They were like just like this, like what the, like grab the ledge and pull that motherfucker up, man. I was that nitpicky at the fucking end. I was like, have you not lifted a fucking door before?
They've never had to open a door without a doorknob before.
Obviously, I was like, what the fuck? There's just so much wrong with this third act, man. So much fucking wrong.
And there were a few visuals, like I mentioned, I liked that the moving lights across the wall. Yeah, it was cheesy, and it didn't necessarily, the payoff wasn't that great, but it was all right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, and I like the moment where Alice is about to ram her hand down on the nail, and she looks at it, and it's a flower, and then it goes back up, and it goes back down, and it's a nail again. I thought that was a neat thing. Were there any moments like that you guys spotted that you appreciated? Please don't say the picture frame changing.
Damn it, because I was about to say something about the never ever that fucking pissed me off.
Yeah, we can go there too.
So that's where I'm going to go with this one. All right, I'll let these guys be the positive people. I'll still be fucking negative. So there's a scene where there's Jessica sees a painting. There's a hole in it. She pulls it down and reveals how she escaped the never ever when she was 5. Is it just me, or were you guys pissed off too? That's
one of my moments that
so shitty. Like we're in 2024, and it looks like I'm watching something from the fucking 1960s where they just put a green screen in and fucking just edited her watching on the. It looks so fucking bad, dude. It just looks so fucking bad. I don't know. I
didn't ask you, Erica. She did like that point, but I thought that was cheesy. But we'll see. Here's the end of that question. Tell me one scene you liked and one scene you hated. So you answer the question before I even ask. Yeah. How about you, Ziggy?
One I liked, one I hated.
Yeah, basically.
It really sucks because I dug the scene when the blanket, the boyfriend kept. Mm-hmm. And the bear has a pull string on it that plays this goofy song. So the cord key, he's trying to step on it and stop it, and then he finally does, and there's a blanket with the bear underneath it, and then it's coming at him because he stepped on the cord, So he steps off the cord, and it finishes off, and then comes at him anyway, full speed, and that's when you get one of the worst CGI attacks, blinks.
That was bad.
That was really bad.
So that's just all in the same scene for me. I mean, it was like, It was started like, wow, that's really tense. Pretty cool. Oh, fuck. Just thud.
Yeah, that was one of the better horror scenes, though. Since I had to give a scene I liked, let me throw this in real quick. It was cliche, but I still like the scene where Jessica was talking to Alice when she was in bed. We've seen it a million fucking times. You got a lump in the covers, and she's like pouring her heart out, and she hears Alice outside and looks down, opens the covers, and there's the fucking bear. God damn it! That's
You knew.
seriously. That's what I had to go with as my favorite scene since Zach took the one with the blanket. That's pathetic.
I liked also Chauncey, says you can't play, because so and so's here, and Chauncey says he's standing right behind you, and then that's one of the times you see the shadow of something.
Right.
Here's another good throwaway scene that I fucking hated. All right, you think she's having a tea party with Chauncey. Oh, so cute. And then she gets attacked by her crackhead mom. Just randomly shows up in this fucking house. Just escaped from the hospital because she still had a wristband on.
Terrifying.
Oh, that's the mom. I'm so sorry. I was like, what the fuck? That brought nothing to the fucking movie.
When the ghost answered, though, before you realize that's who it was, and it's
that's a pretty dress. Thank you.
Thank you. That was like, and then she comes.
That was a little. That had a moment of a chill.
Yes,
but totally unnecessary. I'm sure you agree. Like, it literally brought almost nothing to the fucking movie.
There was a lot of that. The only reason that was there was because they wanted the crazy woman to be able to say, "There's something in this house." You know?
Yeah, you got to have.
And you didn't need that.
She's crazy because of the house.
Yeah, you didn't need it. So, one of the scenes I liked, and I kind of mentioned it a minute ago, it was, again, forced, out of place, but I like the moment where Taylor tells Gloria that was fucking brutal. Not Gloria, Jessica tells Jessica that was fucking brutal. When Jessica is trying to, like, get the pain for the offering to open the door, and stabbing scissors through her hand isn't enough for some fucking reason.
No doubt, man.
But that moment was good between Jessica and Taylor, I thought.
Yes.
The insinuation is she's such a good person, she had to say some nasty, horrible, fucking dysfunctional shit to actually hurt herself by saying it. And then the kid acknowledging, damn, that was fucking
right. But then I also like the moment when Jessica interrupts Taylor and Liam, the next door neighbor boy, and embarrasses Taylor to the point where she sends that text. Like that was a neat moment.
That's what I mean. She was okay. I don't see what she was supposed to do with this.
And Colonel mentioned the looking through the window. I hated that moment, but because they get to that end and there's three people staring through that window, one of them says, "What is this?" And then another one says, "It's," and the other one says, "Me." And it's so planned and spaced out and just horribly paced and delivered. It kills the scene. It kills the whole fucking scene for me. Not that the scene was that great to begin with, as you mentioned. And then I hated the moment where they're looking for Alice in the house. And I even said it, 15 seconds, 20 seconds before they decide to think about it. But they look at each other and Jessica goes, "Basement." Like, everyone forgets there's a fucking basement in the house for some reason all of a sudden.
See, I kind of laughed at that scene.
Yes.
But it was bad. But also it was kind of like a unintentional throwback to Evil Dead 2. What shit? You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
That made me chuckle. Again, that's what I thought. Again, very unintentional throwback to Evil Dead 2. But
very unintentional. Like, they probably never even seen Evil Dead 2. That unintentional.
Probably not.
Now, you guys, one of you, I think Ziggy brought this up earlier. Putting teddy bear eyes into human eye sockets is not all that scary, is it?
No.
I didn't think so.
I thought it was more scarier in Caroline when they have black buttons on their eyes. Or Coraline.
Coraline?
Coraline, yeah.
Coraline?
Coraline. That movie's scarier than fucking Imaginary, in my opinion.
I would buy that.
I think of like Ghost Encounters. Remember the ghost had the black eyes and the big gaping mouth. And all these, there's a picture that does the head tilts, the eyes go black like the bears, and then as we, it's a happy ending. They all escape.
Well, hold on, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's get there. Let's get there. Yeah, the finale features a cliche false ending.
Oh,
which has also been,
it was delightful.
another trait.
They were off. I'm glad to see them getting back to batting their average with these. But yes, we had another Blumhouse
Colonel,
fire.
Get ready.
You say, don't steal my fucking thunder, prick.
Oh, it's yours, Colonel. I'm just
Colonel?
setting you up, dog. I'm throwing you the softball, dude. Here it is.
Here it is. All right. Like I teased at the beginning of the show, from I want to say about 2018 to about 2020, every Blumhouse movie for those 2 fucking years ended in a house fire. Then of course we get Firestarter, but that doesn't count because it's fucking Firestarter. Okay?
It does count. It does count.
It counts.
I guess we'll count it. I wasn't counting it because again, it's fucking Firestarter. All right. So that was my running joke, and they kept my joke alive for 2 years. It's going to end in a fire. You know it. You know it. That is truly the highlight of this fucking movie for me. Is we finally got another house fire to kill the fucking Never Ever Land. All is well in the world. I was like, yes, Rob fucking baby, we got another fire.
But they even robbed from themselves in that scene because they took Laurie Strode's line.
I didn't even notice that.
Let it burn.
At the end says, "Let it burn."
God damn it.
I was waiting for the Michael Myers to come walking out of that motherfucker, man.
And kill all the firefighters.
Firefighters. Dude,
there's an edit right there. That would make that movie even more interesting.
It would. It just, I fucking loved it. I hate to say it. I'm holding on to this. I told Crank literally as soon as I walked out of the theater because I didn't know if Zach saw it or not. I was like, oh boy, I'm back, baby. I got on Zach for beating a dead horse. All right. This dead horse is finally fucking resurrected, and I've been waiting 2 fucking years for it, if not longer. And finally, it's back. Keep it going, Blumhouse. I want to see another fucking house fire 3 more times this year, 1 per fucking quarter, just like the status quo. Come on, don't let me down again.
Was there a fire in Exorcist Believer near the end?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I'll be honest, I don't really remember much about the end of the movie other than one dies, one lives. Like I'll be completely honest, I can't remember much about it.
I started shaking my head and I had to put my head down in my hand as soon as I saw the paint thinner, or as soon as I saw the paint, them getting the paint, I just muttered to myself, "Fucking paint thinner," and like put my head down like this, and yeah, sure enough. Now, somebody pointed it out in the comments, and a friend of mine pointed it out also while we were watching it. They did like the fact that Alice was the one to start the fire, even though she had a fear of it that was established semi-badly in the previous part of the film.
That's something Chauncey taught her, to face her fears.
Right. So
now, one thing that did bother me about that is the way, he caught on fire. One, he looked like fucking Deadshot from the DC movies. Once the true form was revealed, I thought that was shitty. But the way Jessica was, man, she should have been walking out there looking like fucking Two-Face. That flame would have went up right in her fucking face, and somehow she managed to.
Yeah.
They all had paint all over them too. I mean,
yeah,
what the fuck? That's lighting up too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, the running joke is back. So how many is this now? Because we had Halloween 2018.
Oh baby.
We had Ma.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're counting Firestarter.
All right.
Fantasy Island.
That mansion went up.
I know one of the movies that shall not be named. Just for shits and giggles, we'll throw in fucking Fantasy Island. The Invisible Man, I believe.
Yeah, Invisible Man had fire at the end.
We already got 6, and we're literally talking about movies from a 2-year span.
Is Blumhouse at Invisible Man's Blumhouse? Wow, that's like the yeah, that's why it was top of the list and shit. Fucking A.
Yeah, that and we just ranked.
I know
like our favorites and our least favorites.
There you go, from Invisible Man to Megan. There it is for me.
What?
Erica wants to know, has he ever started a movie with fire? Yes.
Yeah.
And he even called it Firestarter.
And Halloween Kills.
And Halloween Kills, yeah. That starts with a fire. So yeah.
Oh Lord.
I was just fucking pumped, dude. Like Seriously.
I was happy. It made me happy. I was like, well, at least there's that.
What about You Should Have Left? Did that have a fire?
I'll be honest. I've seen that.
Kevin Bacon one?
Yeah, the Kevin Bacon one. I thought that did. There's that's even though we've maybe listed 5 or 6, that's still too many.
It's too many when they
In recent
doing
years.
it, kept doing it.
And like I said, the ones we're listing are literally from 2018 to 2020. Like we're not venturing out of that 2-year time frame.
Yeah, when we got to go see everything, man. You know, you notice shit like that.
All right. Is there anything else that we missed that you guys wanted to talk about with this movie at all?
I thought her whole dad role was wasted. Didn't really pay off too good.
We talked about that.
Yeah, but
You mean Tom Paine?
no.
No, he's talking about
Her
Jessica's
dad.
and
Jessica's
the
dad.
the living or whatever.
Oh, Jessica's dad. Yeah. No, it wasn't.
Wasn't great.
So it didn't add much to the fucking movie, man.
There was nothing to add, right? Nothing with it. But I mean, at some point, she realizes she's reading him the new book she wrote, you know, because that's what she does because he's passed out. And then something goes wrong. She realizes something in the artwork and she just looks up and goes, I'm still here.
Now remember, because this is worth describing, so you know how shitty this fucking story is. Not because he passed out, it's because he's blind, because he saw the imagination of thousands of kids and his brain couldn't handle it. And he went blind. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Seriously?
And he like fought it off and then it got him anyway.
Yeah. Just fucking dumb.
Bad payoff.
All right. Final thoughts and rating. And I'm going to save the Colonel for a little bit because Ziggy,
I think these guys are going to go really, really low on this. So
no,
I'm going to try and
to easily get it out, man.
My audience gets a star just because it was so goddamn entertaining.
I don't think your audience is. You shouldn't give an audience a star.
I have to.
That's not part of the movie in general for the rest of the people.
It made it so much better. But I mean, it was about what we expected. It wasn't.
Keep that in mind, people.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
They really could have set out and did something with this and made something good and it just they just took the easiest, laziest turns and twists and just everything you've seen and done before. I mean, they didn't even try to come out interesting, you know, and be different. You see everything coming a mile away, but it does have a couple of moments that stick with you a little bit. I'd say see it once, have your own opinion, but you know, from me, and you know, and again, just coming out of a whole real life fire situation, I was still delighted by the burning Blumhouse ending. But I'm gonna go 4.5 on this movie, Imaginary. Almost a 5, but it just needed I mean, there's virtually no blood in this at all, and it very well could have had some, for
There's
sure.
blood in one scene.
Yeah, just add
Is there? Wait a minute.
a little.
Was your rating higher before we started?
I was fucking winding you guys up.
Is that what you're saying now?
I just told you we had this whole discussion here.
Okay,
I came right out swinging on this fucking movie.
One of the things he said right before we went on the air, and I
know how to get to these guys.
I had that rage building up in me already.
He
said something like I like the original nature of this movie, and we were already at black because we were getting ready to go live. I was like almost doing the countdown, like 3, 2. I like the originality of this movie. Get the fuck out of here! What are you talking about?
I was like, these writers have a future.
There's nothing original about this story, man. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Anyway, Colonel.
I figured my explanation of after we actually talked it out, you would have realized that I wasn't very serious.
I knew, but
for fuck's sake.
Go fuck yourself.
This
Colonel,
movie
what do you got?
I thought he was fucking serious. He's just playing it cool for the camera. That's all he's doing. He fucking meant every goddamn word he said before he went live.
He loved it. He loved this movie. You gave it an 8.
Dude, so anyway, fucking Imaginary. You know what? It took no imagination to write this fucking film because you stole from a million other ones. Okay, if you guys really want to watch a good movie about an imaginary friend, watch Drop Dead Fred. You'll get a hell of a lot more laughs, great acting, great story, all around great fucking movie. Something Imaginary is not.
Or Benny Loves You.
Or Benny Loves You. If you're one of the demonic toy, Benny Loves You tenfold.
Yep.
Better than Imaginary. Okay. Now, I will admit this is probably great starter horror for younger kids. Keep that in mind because you may want, like, once the Sarge gets of age, this is probably one I'll watch one more time to kind of get her into fucking horror. Okay.
I think it's unintentional, though. It's unintentional starter.
It is unintentional. And they even dropped one F-bomb in the fucking movie because it's PG-13. They're allowed to have one. So I was like, ooh, they pushed the envelope on that one. They put the fucking F-bomb in it. Great starter horror, but a shitty fucking horror movie. There's no redeeming qualities at all for this film. I absolutely dreaded going into it. I dreaded fucking watching it. I was, like I said, I was thrilled when the credits finally rolled. I didn't even stay to see if there was a cut scene. I imagine there wasn't.
There's not.
Good, because I was like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I paid my dues. I did my fucking job. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I did my time.
That's right.
Give him my cigarettes and let me out of here, warden.
I was like, I can only play for fucking stamps and matchsticks for so fucking long.
My audience applauded twice in this movie. Like,
what?
Like,
how? Because somebody said something funny. There was nothing to applaud.
No, when they escaped, they applauded. And at the end, when the credits started rolling, dude, it was like, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, those people have no fucking taste. I don't say that. That audience had no taste if they enjoyed this.
I was the oldest person in there.
Stoned.
Yeah. I was the oldest person in there, too. Oh, I wasn't the only stoned one.
You're the oldest anywhere, most of the places you go anymore.
Sad, man.
God damn.
I know.
Except for senior night at the buffet. He's not the oldest person there.
Right. Oh, the good news is we always get the early bird specials when we take Zach out to eat.
Because he's always there at 4.
That's
right. Always there at 4.
4 for dinner.
Buffet.
Goddamn right. They ain't paying my money. But any fucking way. So let me go ahead and rate this piece of shit. Man, I'm rating it way higher than I ever thought I would. Because there was a fucking house fire. God damn it. I give you a 3. That fire was worth 2 fucking points.
I can't believe we're almost all on the same page here. Yeah, I can, because it's a fucking Blumhouse movie, man. Again,
that's all right there.
Yeah, there's nothing original about this. Few aspects of it that I liked, but they were so minimal and unimportant to the story, it didn't matter. I'd love to say this is the laziest script ever written, but that would be wrong because it's not. But I will say this. I would like to see a first draft of this. I would like to see the one that was written by whoever the first writer was, which I assume was Wadlow. Before they
the whole other chapter on the Never Ever Land?
I don't know, but I would like to see a first draft written by one person before they brought in the other 2 writers, and they're not even impressive enough to list them right now. I don't care who they were. But
you know what this movie needs?
Well, and that's what I'm worried about, though. I'm worried that that's where they brought the grandmother in. I'm worried that's where they, if somebody's saying, I think Rick was saying they cut out the backstory of the kid getting burned. You know, some of that shit should have been left in because it wasn't represented well. And I hate when they have a character that's just queen exposition. You know, it just drives me nuts. Now, did they have to change it to make budget cuts? Because, you know, Blumhouse is notorious for being cheap on the budgets. Acting, unimpressive except for a few minor moments. And the 2 things I normally watch a movie for are story and performances. And neither of those criteria were met here at all. I thought this had potential, and it came nowhere near it. So I'm giving it a 4, and that's all.
Damn, that's higher than I thought you'd give it.
It's not the worst thing I've seen this year. So
Sadly, it is not. I'm just going to go out on a limb right now and say, other than Lisa Frankenstein, 2024, you've been highly fucking disappointing.
you're off to a rough start so far,
Yes.
for sure.
Now, I will be honest. While watching the credits, I give the Abigail trailer a fucking 10 because that's the movie I really want to fucking see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
want to see
Abigail.
this fucking movie, man.
Did you have the Tarot trailer in there?
The Nun, where she got pregnant?
No, Tarot.
No, I did not.
You haven't seen that one yet?
Mm.
That one looks semi-interesting as well. You're talking about The First Omen.
No. Apparently, there's another Nun movie because I seen the trailer for First Omen where they use the theme song from the Vikings, but it's another nun that magically gets pregnant with the Antichrist, I guess.
The
nuns want to kill her or some shit.
Immaculate?
Yeah, Immaculate. That's it.
Yeah, that's Sydney Sweeney, I think.
Yes.
So
that was the first time I seen that trailer. I thought it was The First Omen again. I'm like, oh, they got a new trailer for The First Omen? No, just another movie about nuns. Okay.
No. So the Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney is a stacked nun. So that's kind of a waste of casting if they keep her in that habit the whole movie.
Well, there was that one scene where she's floating in the water.
I'm sold. I'm sold. Well, next episode we'll be reviewing Immaculate.
The Immaculate Ejaculate is what I'm going to call it.
No.
Ching. All right. I wanted to ask you this because this was a question that came up after I saw the movie. Did you guys have an imaginary friend? Ziggy?
No.
No? Colonel?
Not really, but even as a child, even now, I have a bad habit of talking to myself.
That's
I guess I would say as my own imaginary friend. But no, I don't remember having an imaginary friend.
No? Okay. No.
I had recurring dreams of shit.
I did have an imaginary friend, but I also I didn't live in a town. I lived out in the country, like outside of town. So I had to like make up shit. But I was just curious.
Interesting.
I thought that would go a little bit further, but if you guys had no fucking imaginary friends, then we're going nowhere with that. So go fuck yourself.
I had real friends around and cousins and stuff.
Let me, I did have one comment that somebody posted on YouTube because we did a poll about if you guys were going to go watch Imaginary in the theater, and I'll show the poll here in a minute. But Silver Shamrock 82 a couple of days ago said, just saw the movie and being completely honest, I wasn't expecting it to be great, but it was better than I had imagined it would be.
Hey.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. There you go. There were some things that were done extremely well in the movie, and of course, some things that were done badly. It really had me imagining a reimagined remake or a continuation of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Anyway, it was certainly better than last year's Boogeyman, which I will disagree wholeheartedly with.
Wow.
And again, there were several moments that were worthy of standing on their own, and not to mention it had a decent bit of comedy, which always helps in a horror movie like this. I totally get not everyone will agree with my opinion, but I'm usually pretty hard on these things and was slightly surprised. Blessings, my friend. Well, thank you, Silver Shamrock, for the comment. I
was with him until he said it was better than Boogeyman.
I absolutely disagree with that.
Yeah, man.
But you know, again, I'm not necessarily knocking your opinion.
No,
we just don't agree. You know.
Exactly.
But that's why I say the reason. One of the reasons I went a second time to see this was because somebody asked me if they should go see it, and I was like, you know what? It's Saturday. I've already forgotten so much about this movie, and I'm supposed to review it on Monday. I probably will go see it again on Sunday. If you want to join, I'll go with you, but I'm not saying you should spend your money on this. No. But we did ask in YouTube, are you planning to see Imaginary in theaters this weekend? And an overwhelming majority said, no, I'm not interested at all.
Well, that's obvious by the box office.
52%. I think that's what that says. 30. I got to enlarge this. 33% say no, I'll wait for streaming, and only 10% said yes. So, yikes!
I don't know, man. You know, I'd like to see the night swim poll now.
We didn't do a poll like that. No, not like that. Actually, maybe we did.
Who knows?
I can't remember. I'll have to
Let me in.
It won't let me in. It won't let me in. Well, dang. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it would have been better, man. I was hoping for a good one. I had a whole thing with the Joe Pesci thing going from my cousin Vinny. Oh, and I just thought when I thought I couldn't feel any worse than a few seconds ago. You know, you watch this movie and
Right.
Imaginary.
Well, again, let's talk about what was the other thing we were going to. Oh, we're going to ask FaZe about Heathers here in a minute when we get him back in here. So you guys did not watch the Oscars last night, I assume.
No.
Did not.
No.
Kudos to Godzilla -1, but that's all I got.
Godzilla -1 won the Best Visual Effects Award. Congratulations to them.
Fantastic, man. They cleaned house in their version of the Oscars.
Right. But it's only for Japanese films.
Right.
So I am kind of shocked it wasn't even nominated in Best Foreign Film. I am kind of shocked about that for our Oscars, but they also only include 5 films in that. So some people don't consider this horror, but it's about a resurrected corpse, much like Lisa Frankenstein. But Poor Things ended up getting 4 wins last night, and I haven't seen this yet, but I really want to, especially since Emma Stone won for Best Actress, and I'm normally pretty impressed with her. So, now around this time every year, there seems to be a debate about horror being overlooked by the Academy Awards. And I don't necessarily feel that it is. I feel that even though it is overlooked in some respects, there's a reason for it, because there's 10 other movies that are better than whatever particular movie you might be fighting for, like Godzilla -1. I don't think Godzilla -1, it might have been able to squeeze into Best Picture, but not by much. I mean, do you guys think horror is overlooked, or is it just there's so many other genres out there? Colonel?
I think it can be. My key example would literally be Mia Goth and Pearl. We can throw X. So that was overlooked. That was some of the best acting I've seen in any film in years, in my opinion.
I could fight for Pearl.
But let's be honest. I mean, I love horror movies, but I'm not watching them because they're great fucking movies. You know, we watch them because they're fun. I know we shit on the acting, but I don't expect great acting in a horror film.
I do.
I know you do. You hold people to a much higher standard. I expect better acting than I saw in Imaginary, but not much.
Because I love the art of film. I fucking love it. And when it's done well, I'm hooked by it. When it's done poorly, it irritates the fuck out of me.
I understand, but it's like me saying, I can't say I don't like. I like Friday the 13th Part 3. I won't say it's the best in the franchise, but I like it. But we can honestly say, not very good acting in that fucking movie. But yeah, we all love it.
No.
So acting in a horror movie isn't one of the key criteria I look for. That's all I'm saying.
Nostalgia thing for me, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So. Still, though, I mean, the crafting of a horror film, those kind of things, those elements, soundtracks, scores, stuff like that for horror movies is overlooked, and I don't know. I can't really argue for the effects anymore because there's not really anything that's been that insane. I mean, I guess
Godzilla.
Godzilla
was great on the effects.
Also, let's be honest. Other than Godzilla and maybe a few other films, most films CGI is about the same now. It doesn't matter if it's a Marvel movie or a fucking horror movie. It's about just as bad in all of them anymore.
Right. But I think Godzilla was a clear favorite for visual effects this year, but it was up against like Mission Impossible and you know, stuff like that. So, you know, I'm glad it won, but I think
I just don't like the Oscars because if you really, really want to win, unless it's some runaway movie, runaway train type movie that just is clearly the favorite, they got to go out and politic, man. They got to hit the radio stations and, and they got to do the fucking show up and do the parties and stuff in Hollywood. Just, you know what I mean? You almost, it's like being in a race.
there were, I don't know about that because there were 2 winners this year that weren't even there. When's the last time you saw someone not be there to show up to pick up an award?
I guess it's probably more like for Best Picture and stuff like that. The big ones.
For the big ones, yeah. I mean, but
it shouldn't be that way either. It should just be, hey, man, I mean.
Now I'm not saying. I understand our love for horror, and when I say our, I mean the people watching too. I get that. You guys wouldn't be watching us talk about fucking Imaginary for an hour and a half if you didn't like horror a little bit at least.
I hate to say it, but not to toot our own horn, that hour and a half was more entertaining than the hour and a half of Imaginary. But go on.
Right.
And slightly shorter. But it's hard for me to see some of these other films that are nominated for Best Film or actors that are nominated for Best Actor and Actress, and then think, they should have put Godzilla in there instead. No, I don't think so. I don't see that. It might have been able to sneak into the top 10 of Best Picture because they do 10 nominees now instead of the 5 that they've done in the past. But it would have been, who would you have taken out? Like, what film would you have taken out of the nominating process or the nominee?
Probably Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that was by far one of the best movies out of the ones I've seen this year. That was one of my favorites of the year.
Yeah, they probably went through and won, and they were the big darling this year, right?
They were one of them. Them and Poor Things, basically, were the ones that won like multiple. But it's hard to include that,
That's why we just got to do it. We just got to break down and just start honoring horror movies.
Well, I mean, we need a serious show. We need an actual, and I'm not talking about what is it?
Chainsaw Awards.
Is it Fangoria that does it?
I think there's called the Chainsaw Awards.
I'm not talking about that because, I mean, even that you're gonna have some politics.
That, I don't know, Chainsaw Awards, I can compare those to like the video game awards or like the MTV movie awards and shit like that. Like, it's for fun. I don't take it serious.
How do we change that? How do we make it?
Well, we're not going to change anything about the Academy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We'd have to, I mean, how do you start something that's taken seriously that would still be credible?
Right. Adam says, I think Silence of the Lambs was the only one for Best Picture. It only one that won Best Picture.
But they sure didn't call it a horror film. It is, but they didn't.
Right.
Yeah,
and then Faye mentions, I was going to bring this up also, Get Out won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay.
Another one they won't consider a horror film. They didn't know it.
Right. And that's what somebody said in one of the topics I saw on this, because every time the Oscars come around, someone's always talking about, horror is always overlooked. I know you're wrong. You're wrong on most counts, not entirely, but like Colonel brought up, Mia Goth. I could see her getting a nomination for Pearl, especially. I could have seen Hereditary. Shit, I can't think of the actress's name right now, but I could have seen her getting a nomination back then. I don't see either of those two films being listed in Best Picture, unfortunately. And I love both of them. Don't get me wrong, but when you look at those nominees, there's something special about those. And the only reason that I think we see something special about, Pearl is because we're on that ride with Ty West, from X to Pearl and now to Maxine. That's part of it, at least. And we love horror. So.
Which I'm not happy with the release date, by the way.
Is that in the middle of softball season?
Fuck, dude.
No, July 5th.
Okay.
Just saying, we might be on a business trip that weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think there's something going on.
I'm like, God damn it, just like Ghostbusters. I'm like, son of a bitch.
There's a lot of movies that come out while we're on the road. So just be prepared. We're gonna have to work
Friday nights or something. Yep. My son's birthday is July 5th.
Yeah. So see, he's gonna be the scummy dad now and not be around for his kid's birthday.
Might bring him with us.
What a bastard.
No.
But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. I don't know. Do you guys feel, Colonel, did you chime in on this?
Yeah, I chimed in. Like I told you, just horror in some cases, yes, deserves a nomination for the Oscars, but overall, no. I mean, let's be honest. The horror genre is usually where people, cut their teeth, or whatever the saying is. It's where they get their start.
Right.
You have your few legends and a few people staying in, but the majority of people, they're just, let me do this so I can move on to bigger, better things. Yeah.
Right. Tarek brings up something here. He says movies like Get Out would also get the nod because of the social commentary, which always trumps the horror. If I remember correctly, I think Get Out got 4 nominations. Did it? It got a Best Picture nod, if I'm not mistaken. So now, is that more deserving than Pearl? Is that more deserving than Godzilla -1? I think so. Because that Get Out is an exceptional fucking movie. In my opinion. But like I said, I don't know. I love film. Anyway. Ziggy, what was your thought on this? I thought I skipped one of you. I can't remember.
No, I was the one that kind of said, I mean, how do we tell the Academy to go fuck themselves and still create something that's credible and,
well, okay, yeah, I do remember you saying that. I don't think we can. Rick at the Whole Damn Enchilada says, I think Godzilla deserved a Best Picture consideration. And
fantastic.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's real close, but I don't know.
I'd have to take a look at the list of what was there. I don't fucking know.
I don't remember.
I can't remember what all was nominated, but
I was going to say, here's how much I care. And this even happened like when I was little, so I don't remember watching it live. Here's how much I care about the Academy Awards, the Grammys, any of that shit. The fact that Jethro Tull beat out Metallica for Best Heavy Metal Album, that tells me everything I need to know about these award shows. That's why I really don't care or keep up with them, to be honest with you. It's the snobby of the snobby, picking what they like, it's just whatever.
How fucked up was that? They had him show up and perform and then still snubbed him on the award, man. That was like, they thought for sure they were winning.
Wait, who?
Metallica.
Oh.
Like back in '88 before they became, the biggest rock band of all time.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just me. I love the Oscars. I love movies in general. There are a lot of better movies out there, though, if you include all the genres, than Godzilla. And this year, or this last year. I'll leave it at that. So, let's thank our peeps. Let's bring FaZe back in for his thoughts. But one more time, guys, we want to thank our members. Thanks to our final girls and guys, Chris, Lorena, BD, and Tyrone, our crazy Ralphs, Dr. Smiley, Rick, and Raymond, and our camp counselors, 42nd Street Pete, Corey, Luke, Michigan Dave, Jimmy and Rachel, Stacy Lynn, Orlando, Patricia, Kristen, and JJ. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And also, don't forget, you can become a member at deathcursesociety.com. Always a big thanks to our associate producer, FaZe. What up, FaZe?
Woo! What is up?
What were your thoughts overall on imaginary?
I mean, like I said, just kind of meh. You know, I started to like it a little bit, but then I should have known better. I should have remembered that it was a Blumhouse film the whole way through.
Right.
You should have.
God damn it, you forgot?
I didn't forget. Well, I was stoned, so maybe I did. I don't know.
Maybe you did. Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, the moment people have been waiting for. Heathers.
Yes,
Heathers.
the hyped.
Oh, Heathers.
Heathers was really good. It's one of those that my parents probably really should have showed me, but oh well. I mean,
You can't blame them for that.
no, I know.
I can see why a movie
Again.
like that would slip through the cracks, though, too. You know,
I can see that. It's just they've shown me like Dazed and Confused and other movies in that realm. I'm surprised that one slipped through the cracks, considering the nature of it. But overall, I mean, the two things that stood out to me the most were the soundtrack and the hilarious fucking pacing. That movie moves so fucking fast. It was like a whirlwind, dude. Like getting used to these movies that are coming out in the last 4 years, they're all so fucking slow and so fucking long. Older horror movies are paced so much fucking faster. It was such a relief. It's like just got to the point with every fucking scene with horror nowadays. It's like exposition city.
Well, the average length of movies has gone up quite a bit.
It's gone way up because
Not necessarily horror movies,
ridiculous.
but
fucking some of those Avengers movies were like what, 3 hours? Like,
Yeah.
I think somebody mentioned during the Oscars that the average running time for the top 10 best pictures was like 2 hours and 31 minutes or something like that.
That's just so long, man. But yeah, and the soundtrack too, man. These movies nowadays just don't have soundtracks like they used to. Holy fucking shit!
Heathers was awesome.
It just sounds so good throughout the whole movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I dug it a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally got to experience that because that's been one that I've always loved. Heathers. That's one of my. I don't know if I'd put it in top 10 all time, but it's in top 50 probably.
Sure, I'm definitely gonna score a DVD at some point. I gotta own this one.
Yeah. Eric agrees. He says, interestingly, great point. Phase pacing has literally died in all thriller styles. Yeah, everything's slow.
It is.
They want that long pacing for some reason.
And I do love a good slow burn. I mean, Breaking Bad is one of my favorite shows ever, and that is one of the slowest shows fucking ever. And but it's so good. But I don't know. It just in a movie, I prefer a little more snappy. If the shows could take it slow, movies should be a little quicker with their pacing. At least that's my opinion.
Gotcha. One more comment I want to hit before we all get out of here. Adam has brought this up a couple of times. Have you guys seen the Late Night with the Devil trailer? David Dastmalchian.
I'm aware of it, but I just unfortunately haven't watched it yet.
I don't think so.
Good trailer because it doesn't show you anything of the goofy shit that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that looks fantastic. Adam, if you're still here, I'm very anxious for that, but I doubt I'll be able to see it while it's in theaters. I'll probably have to wait till I think it's April 19th on Shudder. So yeah, we'll be definitely covering that.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that trailer yet, FaZe? All right. Wah, wah, wah. It's time to wrap up the show anyway.
It is.
It's that time, folks. For those of you, we don't have a special announcement yet. We're still waiting. So hopefully next week. I was hoping it would be this week, but it's not. I can't say who or what our next show is going to be about yet. So
yeah, we just kind of leave it open for now.
Yep, we're working on something. We're working on something, but 2 weeks we'll be in Chicago, folks. You ready for that?
God,
I know Ziggy.
Yeah.
Jesus, I've never in my life been more looking forward busting out of here for a couple of days. So yes, fucking yes.
Yep, we're We'll be heading up to Chicago for Days of the Dead, March 22nd through the 24th. If you're in the area, please come by and check it out. See us and say hello. Be part of the game show, Curse Your Luck, on Saturday night, I believe. And we may even have something else that we're doing. I don't want to necessarily say too much about yet, but
yes, it could be a whole lot of fun though.
The eyebrows are going to be working overtime if we get that. Yeah.
Can't do the other one anymore.
What the hell was that? Why did all of a sudden we just turned into eyebrow raising assholes? Anyway, but yeah, tune in next week. We'll be back with Monday Maniacs. We don't know what's going to be with us or who's going to be with us or what we're going to be talking about yet, but I'm hoping we have a guest. If not, maybe we'll have to go back to the theater and rewatch Imaginary and talk about it again.
No. God damn it, no. No.
Okay, well, maybe Colonel will not want to do that.
No.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Right.
Next week. And, Colonel?
Hey, stay. Spring's right around the corner, folks, but we're not in the clear yet. Make sure you're washing those dicks because I don't want to see any of you guys get sick. And, ladies, don't want to smell like Scuba Steve. Use Summer's Eve. And just a warning, because the only people left are real diehard viewers. Don't break the news on these guys as well. I will be on my 2-month sabbatical starting March 25th. So keep your fingers crossed for some rain delays, folks. That's all I can say.
Send all the rain up to Cincinnati on Mondays. Monday evening.
I'll be sitting there with the rest of the softball moms, like.
You need to get better Wi-Fi on your phone and at least chime in remotely from the fields.
Have to ship them the Zoom.
Yeah, right. You're not going to see me. You're going to see the Sarge like.
Fair enough. Ziggy, send them out.
I got. No, man. It's good things here. Good things coming up, and we can't say anything about it. Besides that, we'll be in Chicago in 2 weeks, like Frank just said, and I particularly will be looking to blow some steam the fuck off out there. So come on down and let's get fucking nuts.
Oh, might actually get Ziggy drunk.
It sounds like a brilliant idea, bro. I mean, the
Really?
last couple weeks, yeah. I mean, maybe after Saturday night, we'll see what's happening. Just bring a good bottle of something.
We'll see.
I like the vodkas. But yeah, man, only can rise from the ashes, right? That's what we're gonna do.
We're heading to Chicago to burn that place down. So stay tuned. We're bringing the fire, if you will.
To the one.
Pardon my French, but you're an asshole. Asshole.
What, Colonel?
Especially to the Windy City. You guys know what fire needs to survive, right?
Yep.
Wind sure as fuck helps.
That's true. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves and